Redemption or revenge? Redemption or revenge? Redemption or revenge? My uncle got killed by the police and they told me don't worry about it. Redemption or revenge? My little cousin got shot a block away from where I played at and they said it's going to be okay. Redemption or revenge? A friend of mine went to jail for something he didn't do and they said it's going to be okay. Redemption or revenge? My father got killed when I was a boy at 11 years old, and they said it was going to be okay. Redemption or revenge? Where I come from, you are told to get your lick back. You are told if they hit you back. Listen to me, and I'm serious when I say that. It was redemption or revenge. You pick one. Today, my conversation is on community. But my conversation is redemption or revenge. Some people say you got to have the uncomfortable conversations, but I want to have a conversation that we need to start making comfortable. Redemption or revenge? Who am I? I'm Kwabena, Nixon. I'm a writer, I'm a speaker, I'm a poet, and I travel all over the world. And before I do this speech, before I talk to you, I'm supposed to give a shout out to one of my good friends in the audience. Is that okay? I'm not going to do it, though. I'm just going to. As much as I love him, I'm not going to shout him out. I'm not going to put him on the camera or nothing. I should, though, shouldn't I? I'm not going to do it, though. I'm not. I start off life, family, because it will get heavy. Redemption or revenge? That's my conversation to you today. And I need you to hear every word I say. Don't look anywhere else. Your conversation, everything I need all your eyes on me. And who am I? I'm just a black boy from the west side of Chicago who lost his father at 11 years old and his mother battled drugs my young life. I am what you call a throwaway kid. Redemption or revenge? I'm the one they swept under the rug. Redemption or revenge? They really don't talk about people where I come from. Where I come from, you got to get your punch back. You got to get your lick back. Redemption or revenge? That's what I know. Like the little girl that told me your black, ugly self ain't going to never do nothing with your life. And the teacher told me one day your black is going to be beautiful. Redemption or revenge? So let me take you exactly where I need to start at when we talk about community. I'm 11 years old. It's 1981. For some reason, I'm sitting in the front room, looking out the window, watching the world go by. The phone rings, and I immediately stand up. Redemption or revenge? I'm going to say it again. I immediately stand up. Redemption or revenge? My grandmother, beautiful African-American lady, small, petite, raised the whole family. She is on the phone, and this is how the conversation, stay with me. She says, it is. Yes? Okay. As she's saying, okay, I start walking towards her. Grandma puts the phone down. I look at Grandma, and the best way she knows how to say it, somebody just killed your daddy. Redemption or revenge? Grandma goes in the room, and I go to the front room window, and I act like nothing happened. The next day at school, Miss May, my teacher, 6th grade teacher, she tells me we're going to play basketball. I'm ready to play basketball, even though I didn't do my homework last night. As I'm getting ready to play basketball, she says, you can't go because you didn't do your homework. Now, I could have easily said, I know you're wondering, redemption or revenge. I could have easily said, Miss May, my father got shot and killed last night, and I didn't go to sleep, but I didn't. You know, I'm black. I'm from another neighborhood. I don't tell her our business. I keep it to myself. Redemption or revenge? This is not her business. This is about us. So I don't tell Miss May. I just tell her I didn't do my homework. She said, you can't go play basketball. Family, I tore the classroom up. I turned over tables. I turned over chairs. I tore the classroom up. And Miss May says, okay, with her little powerful, blonde, blue-eyed self, she says to me, okay, you do a poem, you can go play basketball. Psh, that's all I got to do. And I take a pen and I take a paper and I say, black is my color, black is my pride, black is something I cannot hide. When I look in the sky, what do I see? I see a black sky and it looked like me. Now, let me get you right. I didn't do it that good at that time, but that's how I wrote it. And Miss May was like, this is amazing. But by the time I got done, Gym was over and I couldn't play. She said, you can't play. What did I do? I tore the classroom back up. I turned over tables. I turned over chairs. Everything I messed up. Miss May said, you're going to fix it. We fixed the desk. But this is the magic of the moment. Miss May takes my poem and she puts it on the board. The day she puts it on the board, listen to me, redemption or revenge. Redemption or revenge. Miss May takes my poem and she puts it on the board. I don't care. But one thing happened that made me change my life. When that girl walked past and said, who wrote this? She said, Anton. I was like, yes, I did. And then they took the poem and they put it in the hallway. And then, sister, they took the poem and they put it downstairs, redemption or revenge. And then they let me read it at the morning announcements, redemption or revenge. And then my neighborhood friends knew me that I write poetry, redemption or revenge. And now I'm at the audience and I'm standing there and I get to read my poem in front of everybody, redemption or revenge. And from that moment on, I got an identity. I'm no longer just a black boy on the west side. And the next poem I wrote was at my father's funeral. So his death gives me life. Redemption or revenge. Redemption or revenge. Every day I get to go to schools, to prisons, community centers, and I get to ask black and brown boys to be unapologetically honest about their life. And I'm going to give you a poem that shows how unapologetically I am about my life. Because redemption or revenge. Because if I go after revenge of the man who killed my father, then I ain't standing in front of you. But then there's this moment I had a little boy in the classroom, me and my good friend, and we talking to him. He's mad, he's angry, somebody hit something to his family, somebody hurt his cousin, he wants revenge, and I mean, he's gone. And if you ever been a teacher and you understand how it is working with young people, I mean, he almost on beating his chest. He like, no, I want my lick back. They did something to my cousin, we getting it, he hitting his hand, and I'm saying he's very emphatic, redemption, revenge. He patting his hand, he like, I want my lick back, and I'm trying to talk to him, and I finally get his attention, and I say, listen, let me tell you something. He don't want to hear it. So in the middle of the class, I stop and I do this poem. And I say to him what I'll say to you. Amongst you in this room, I'm speaking for friends who will never see the sun. And this is what I say to him. So now let me say it to you. Redemption or revenge. Amongst you in this room, I'm speaking for those who will never see the sun again. Because the minister friend of mine say every day you wake up, you should look in the mirror and ask yourself, what's your life worth? And God forbid it should happen. But if they close the books on your life, this is what I'm telling the young man. If they close the books on your life, meaning you never read it, Brian, what are people going to say about you? And I look at him and I say, listen, this is how it's going to go. They're going to write your name on the wall. They're going to put a shrine this high. It's going to be alcohol bottles out there, Hennessy bottles. It's going to be this tall. It's going to be a picture with your face on it and a balloon. They're going to make it high. They're going to stand in front of him. This is how I got to tell him because he don't see his life, redemption or revenge. And I paint a real good picture for him. And I tell him they're going to put your face on the T-shirt. And they're going to pose like you at a party. And they're going to be singing songs. And they're not going to go into the funeral where your mother is crying her eyes out. And your little cousin, redemption or revenge, they doing poems about you. Ain't nobody going to be there. They just going to be going back and forth. And after it's over and after they seen your life, they going to go outside and they going to get on the phone and say, on God, gang, we was here. Redemption or revenge. And 3 days later, they take the shirt off. This is what I'm telling the young man. They take the shirt off. They place it under a mattress, right? And they don't wear it no more because it don't match what they wore to your funeral, redemption or revenge. Listen, the alcohol and the Hennessy bottles and all that stood this high, this is the last place the world gonna remember you. This is redemption or revenge. This is your legacy. It's ugly. The snow done came down. Your picture that was right there that you was smiling on is coming off the tree. The balloon has no air. This is where your mother gonna walk past. This is the last place they gonna remember you. And just like this blank board on the middle where my father sits with me and him, they're going to wipe your name off the wall, and it's going to be blank as that board, and they'll never know you was here. Redemption or revenge. And I finally tell them, amongst you in this room, I'll speak for those who never sing the song again. And I just simply say, because when my life is over, please remember when we were together and I was doing this poem for you, if this be my last words. Please listen to me. This is what I'm telling the young man. Think of your life, redemption or revenge. If this be my last words, if this be my last words read, if this be my last words said, listen to me. If this be my last words read, if this be my last words said, listen to me and remember me. Celebrate me and venerate me with 1,000,000 chocolate children holding incense. Dress them in liberation blood red for Malcolm. Place black koofes in their natural hair and make sure they stand barefooted in the green earth soil. You remember me. Next, I want you to take 143,999 white doves to the atmosphere and ask them to save a place for me. And please, who's ever to do my eulogy? Please, who's ever to do my eulogy? Please, no phony preachers and no PhD speakers, no twisted psychologists who confuse and judge my nod-greed measuring sticks. Now, I'd rather have flicks of my old school clique wearing gold all-stars and cut-off blue jean shorts playing alley sports Me, Money, Gus, and Claw with high-top fades and fat gold chains and big old cell phones, and we were sitting on the front porch watching cars go by. And we all had smiles and better days ahead. You remember me. You remember me. You go to the teacher who said I never got out of high school and tell her I got a college degree. Go to the man who said I wouldn't get off the block and tell him I'd have been around the world. Go to the police who beat me, threw me in the backseat of a car, took me to another gang terror and left me there to die. Go to anybody and everybody that's called me lazy, stupid, and ignorant, and dumb, and talking about how many names they called me. I'm like Antoine Fisher, and I am still standing. It ain't where you from. It's where you at. It ain't where you been. It's where you about to go. Oh, listen, go to Gus gravesite. I know they shot you in the streets like a dog, but I told you want to play football. Go to Booty gravesite. I know they shot you and left you there like you was nobody, but I told them your father was never there. Go to Dorothy's gravesite. Yeah, baby, I know you pop pills and I know you dance in strip clubs, but he didn't tell what he did to you when we was kids. And go to my father's gravesite, and go to my father's gravesite, and go to my father's gravesite, and take my degree and put it at the headstone he didn't have. And I said, look, Daddy, I fixed our name. Go to anywhere and everywhere some child in trouble, redemption or revenge. And go to my old high school where they said I was slow, and they said I was stupid, and I listened to too much rap music, and they said I couldn't write a paragraph, and they said I was dumb, and they said I failed English class. Listen real good, let it be said. I wrote 1,000,000 words, 100,000 words, get a two blast, grab a I blanket, and metal, about cannabis, and guess what, man? I still failed English class. You remember me? I ain't no dummy. They don't know what happened last night. They know my guy got shot last night. They know I lost my friends last night. They know dude hit my mother last night. Go to anywhere and everywhere some child in trouble, and I'm not lying when I say believe when I tell you I got some blood on my hands. Redemption or revenge. I got some scars on my back. I swear to you, ma'am, I done been places where the sun don't shine, but I'm telling you, in this room, you let it be that said that I said elected officials need to be held accountable for the insurmountable murders in the stockpile of black and brown bodies. They never did time for drive-bys. They never came when crack hit the neighborhood. They didn't come when they was building jails. They didn't come when we was dying in the streets. They didn't come then, and I tell that little boy, they didn't come then, they ain't coming now. So if you gonna SOS say yourself, it ain't no Superman, but I bet you when I leave this room, you gonna remember me, redemption or revenge. And listen, I finally say to him, when it's all said and done, do me a favor. I say this so hard. I look him dead in the face because I want him to understand the story. I look him dead in the face and I say, make your way to the west side of Chicago. Go to Central Park in Jackson. Walk up 2 flights of steps. Knock on door 208. Man, I say it. Listen, it's a light-skinned lady with lips and eyes just like mine. Look her dead in the face, take a book of my poems and kiss my mother. Hug my niece. Hold my sister. Remember my granny. Tell my brothers, redemption or revenge. I'm sorry. Tell my brothers we just misunderstood. The blood is on the hands and it can't be washed off. Redemption or revenge. But at night, we say, forgive us, God. I swear at night we have said, forgive us, God, for we knew not what we did then and sometimes now. So no sad songs, don't pour no liquor out for me. Do me a favor, redemption or revenge, redemption, redemption, redemption. Stand in front of that building on the west side of Chicago where I shot them things and I slung them things and I read the right books and I changed my life and sprinkled some ashes there. Redemption. Then go to California where the blue ocean and the golden sun saved my life. Redemption and sprinkle some ashes there. Then come on 13th and So I told the black boy, hey, man, pull your pants up, take the peel out your mouth, speak your chest and speak clearly so the world know you was here, and you sprinkle some ashes there. Then go to Virginia where the first Africans landed, and they was standing on auction blocks, and they was burning us, lynching us, and killing us like we animals. And now some people are putting their feet in our backs, breaths on our neck, and they shooting us, and they killing us like animals. And when you get there, do me a favor. Bring me some Pac. Bring me some Biggie. Bring me some Coltrane. Bring me some Malcolm. Bring me an ink pen. And bring my grandfather's shoes. Because I got a long walk ahead of me. Tell the Igbo woman I'm coming. Take my ashes. Shake them like dice. I swear we going to get 7 on this one. And send me home. Thank y'all. Now, that's the poem. Now, if somebody in the audience saying, and somebody said, how can that stop crime? How can that stop a young black or brown boy, in this case, young boys that don't even look like them? How can that stop them from committing crimes? How can that stop young boys on the north side of Milwaukee from stealing cars? I don't know how it can, but I know why it needs to. And that's how I do community. Every day, me and my friends, my wife, and the people I work with, we have the ability to go in classrooms and be unapologetic with young people, and we give them a sheet of paper and we let them tell their stories. We got a chance to be an empath with them, to let them have their story. And when we let them tell their story, it's so cathartic for them. They writing it and they letting it go, and before you know it, they crying and we crying, and they see their life living longer. We gave redemption. And then what's even more beautiful? They get up and start saying their story matters. And can you imagine when their story matters, and their little brother's story matters, and their friend's story matters, and the neighborhood story matters, and the city matters, they know they somebody. That's what I get to do. I use my platform, whether I'm doing Poetry Unplugged, Soul Unplugged, whether I'm out, wherever I am, I let my platform be known that I want redemption, not revenge. And that's how we change our community. That's my conversation with you. And let me say this as I get ready to go. And you see me standing here with Chicago on my background. I am proudly a West Side boy. I am proudly my father's son. My father died on the street, but I just redeemed his name. Carl Wayne, you'll know him. My friend died, you'll know him because I redeemed his name. But more importantly, can I say this? TED Talks is going to watch this. And they may or may not choose it. But if they do choose it, they may show it at a seminar. They may show it in a classroom. You may watch it and say you were there, but you know what's more important to me than anybody? There's a black boy on the west side of Chicago. He lives on Springfield and Van Bruin. He lost his father. His mother is battling drugs. Up the street in Garfield Park, there are gangs. On Pulaski, there's drugs. On Madison, there's all type of things going on. There's enough people around him telling him he ain't gonna make it. But he gonna be able to look at this video and say, it's not possible, it's done. Thank you.